Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Assume you are building a website and you come across something like this. Everything else are already aligned and working how you want them to work. But in the instant case, these numbers and their circles are not aligned the way you would have wanted it to be. And that might be an issue because an average user will expect you to, arrange them very well and for everything to work well. Now you want to align these things to the center, but how do you do that? You might think of using display flex, but that most likely will work for only the numbers within the circles and not the circles and the numbers. So what do you do? Well, there are different ways to do that, but I'll prefer to use margin. And in this video, I'll be teaching you how you can use margin to center virtually or almost any element, and you will have your way. Your website will be beautiful. Your interface will be so exciting to see. That said, I would like to show you the pending code for this decoration so you can have a better grasp of how it works under the hood and how it got here. So let me show you the code real quick. Here is the underlying code. You can see this is the index.js. And let's just read it up to have a fair idea how it works. We have two major styling components here, or styling names: step and step number. You can see step is the actual div for everything, while step number is the div that covers each number and the paragraphs within there. On the other hand, the step div is way wider than that. It covers a lot more things than that. And yeah, so majorly we are concerned with step and step number. Let's come over to home module CSS to see how it's decorated. This is step 2.5 rem. Color is black. Step number, you can see the width, the height, the font size, weight, margin bottom, border radius, everything else you have wanted to see. But now I'll teach you the main CSS trick here and just jump straight to the point. You can use margin to center everything in step number by simply saying margin 0 auto 0 auto. Now let's go over to the front end and see if anything is already the case. And as you can see here, we have the 1, 2, 3, all within aligned within the center. Now that you know that margin 0 to 0 auto works, how you should be curious to ask and be like, John, how come these things work this way? Well, I'll explain to you. And to do that, we'll have to do a little bit of CSS theory. So come here, you can see how it works here. The way this works is when we call margin in CSS, this is how the browser calculates it. Calculates it from top to right to bottom to left. Now, when we say 0, it means there should be no space between the elements and the top. 0. Then when we say auto uses the browser to calculate how it should bounce it to the center, like auto from the right. Then we say 0 again at the bottom, meaning there should be no space between the bottom and the elements. On the left hand side, we now say auto again, and that makes it bounce it to the center. So the way auto works is auto from the right bounces the element to the center, tilts it toward the left. That's the best way to put it. Auto from the right tilts the elements to the left, then auto from the left tilts the elements to the right. And as you can imagine, when we have auto from both sides, it does what? It centers everything to the equilibrium of left and right, which is the center, and that settles it for you. I hope you learned from this video. If you do well to comment what probably excited you the most in this video. And definitely, I'll be dropping a lot of more CSS videos in the coming weeks. So share this with all developer friends, and I'll see you in the next one.